People with high sexual drive make great entrepreneurs. So if you have a high sexual drive, praise God, you need it for success. Let me begin by giving a quick background to this. Earlier this year, I challenged the nation to the redefining 6 months. What I basically indicated that desist from premarital sex, extramarital sex, and anything that derails you from your goals, and focus on your goals for 6 months and see how much you can achieve in 6 months. Last month, I made yet another post where I was saying a number of people have derailed their growth, have stunted their growth because of engaging in indiscriminate sexual activities. So because of the 2 posts, I've had a number of people that have come my way, confessed on 1 or 2 things and said, listen up, I'm struggling with this. And I'll dwell more on the one that I was having a conversation with yesterday, who was literally crying and saying, I feel I have derailed my getting to the top because of my sexual drive. I have a very high sexual drive. Then I told the individual to say, listen up, you are lucky. You should celebrate actually for a fact that you have a high sexual drive, because you need that for you to succeed. You need it. And that is why I felt I shouldn't cater to all those that feel bad about themselves, those that feel evil about themselves for having a high sexual drive. It is okay. Actually, you need to celebrate if you have a very high sexual drive. You need to celebrate. Now, let me begin by defining this. There is a difference between a high sexual drive and being sexually active. A high sexual drive means, your desire to have sex. It is your appetite for sex. It is the same way we have appetite for food. Now the appetite for sex, now that is the sexual drive. On the other hand, being sexually active means you are engaging in sexual activities. So it is very possible to have a very high sexual drive but not sexually active. It is possible. Here is a common thing amongst all successful entrepreneurs. They have a very high appetite for sex, huge sexual drive. Almost all successful entrepreneurs, they have that. Let me break it down for you. Let me bring it a little down. Here's the thing. To succeed as an entrepreneur, you need a couple of traits. Amongst them, you need to have a high self-esteem, high levels of self-confidence. You need to have this I can do spirit. I am here, that determination. You need that to succeed as an entrepreneur. Now notice on the opposite side, a person with low self-esteem, a person with low self-confidence, a person who does not believe in himself or herself, a person who looks down upon themselves. Such an individual, the last thing they would think about is sex. That's the last thing. They have very low sexual drive. What does this entail? The traits that are needed to succeed as an entrepreneur, you realize that those are similar traits that a person with high sexual drive has. Now, let me break it down even further. You see, growing up in the village, we used to keep animals, cattle, and we had bulls. Now, bulls are a problem. Bulls are very energetic. Bulls, they would damage the crow, leave the crow, and they would do many crazy things. They would fight, they would do all these things. That's how bulls are. Very difficult to manage and very difficult to contain. Now, to help contain the bulls, what we then do is we castrate, remove the sexual drive. Do you know what? The moment you remove the sexual drive, a bull becomes a normal cow. Very easy to manage. It doesn't fight. It doesn't do anything. All that it will do is graze and sleep. For us, we were using such animals for plowing. Get in this follow, they go around for plowing. Very easy to manage. You can't use a bull for plowing. You can't. It has so much energy. It has so much determination. It has so much willpower. You can't contain it. What you do is remove the sexual drive and you can manage it. What am I putting across? A person with high sexual drive. And by the way, this cuts across all human beings. A person with high sexual drive has high willpower, determination, the zeal, and the one. Like, this thing is a lot more natural in them. Try removing the sexual drive in a human being. Try removing that. They remain like an ordinary cow. So if you have this sexual drive, know that you are surrounded by traits that would favor you to succeed as an entrepreneur. It is extremely important because sexual drive brings about, a creativity. Let me give an example. Not a perfect example, not a good example, but maybe let me give it. Possibly you can relate with it. If a broke guy, he has no money, broke guy. If this broke guy has been eyeing and looking forward to, engaging with this lady, wow. Maybe let me give this example. Not a perfect of the examples, but it will help drive a point home. If a broke guy has been looking at a lady lustfully, and wants to engage with this lady sexually, I'm being candid because I want you to get the point. And this particular lady at that particular point is 600 kilometers away. So if the guy is in Lusaka, the lady is in Livingstone. Then this lady gives a green light to this guy to say, I am here. I am ready for you. But the problem is this guy doesn't have money. But this guy really was looking at this lady lustfully, really wants this lady and wants to engage in ways that I cannot mention here. Forget that the guy is broke. He will find the means of getting to Livingstone. Creatively, using his determination, he will be in Livingstone. He will find his way there. How he will get there, we don't know, but he will be there. This underscores the simple thing. Sexual desire is the highest of all human desires. Let me repeat. Sexual desire is the highest of all human desires. A man will forget that he's the president, he's the CEO. He'll forget the position. He'll put his reputation on the line and take that risk because the sexual desire is the highest of all human desires. And we need to understand this. The moment you cut this sexual desire, that willpower, that determination, that creativity is cut instantly. What am I putting across? If you have a high sexual desire, you need to celebrate. You need to celebrate. It is a blessing. But here is the premise of all this that I've been trying to say in this video. You can use this energy, this sexual drive, towards other meaningful and progressive things through the process called sexual transmutation. It is the changing of this energy, this fire, this desire into something else that would then make it possible for you to push your goals, your enterprise, your company, your career, and You can use this desire. A number of people who are blessed with a high sexual desire, they fail to contain this. They fail to control this, and they allow this desire to control them. The moment they allow this blessing, this high sexual desire to control them, they lose it in life. And that is where a number of us have messed up. A number of men, a number of women have messed up. A number of people of high repute have messed up because they had this blessing that was important for their success, but they failed to contain it. So I would urge you to contain this. The moment you contain this desire and transmute it into other progressive things, this energy, instead of using it towards sex, you use this energy towards building your business. You use this desire towards pushing your agenda. You use this fire towards firing up what you would want to see the world becoming. If you can manage that process of sexual transmutation, you'll never be the same person. You will achieve exceptional things. You will achieve what others have failed to achieve. What is the summary of what I'm putting across? If you have a very high sexual desire, a very high sexual drive, be happy. It is needed for success. Now that you have it, you need to manage it. What do? You use this drive, this fire, transmute it towards other progressive things. Run your business. When you feel like engaging in sexual escapades, use that energy, that power, and push it towards your business and see what your business will end up becoming. I thought of giving this snippet. A number of people have talked about this. Napoleon Hill and a couple of other psychologists, authors, and whatnot. I thought of adding my voice too there because I believe in this. There is so much that we can achieve. Maybe the world has been waiting for a time such as this, when you and myself will be alive to change the narrative. I believe in entrepreneurship, and I believe if we held hands, we'll change the narrative of this nation and the narrative of this continent. I believe in us, but we need to control our sexual desire. We need to contain it. This is the message from the Radical Entrepreneur, and the future is bright.